money movers, welcome back to Millennial Money Moves with Nadia. Before we get started today, please take a second and hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Today, I'm going to be talking about ESGs, and that's an acronym. I'm going to explain what that stands for and why I think it's important for you guys to know. All right, so stay tuned.
So Nadia, what's up?
We making money moves.
Who making money moves?
We making money moves.
You making money moves?
We making money moves.
We making money moves.
We making money.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be talking about ESGs, and that's an acronym that stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance. And basically what all those words means is how environmentally aware you are. So if you invest paying attention to ESGs, you care a lot about your environmental, social responsibilities, and you can invest in companies that care about theirs. So I've been talking about crypto a lot, and I kind of mentioned it in my last video. Cardano only uses 0.55 kilowatts of energy. So I think that's a great one. If you really care about ESG, that's a good crypto to invest in. Again, there's links in my description box below for Coinbase if you're looking to start building your crypto portfolio, and there's a link to Webull if you're looking to start building your stock portfolio. Right now, Webull is offering a promotion where if you invest $100, you can get up to $1,850 in 2 stocks for free. I explain that kind of weird, but I talk about it in every video, so I'm sure you guys know. And with Coinbase, if you invest $100, you can get some free Bitcoin. So definitely check out those links in the description box below. But with ESGs, if you're following some funds, investing in ESG funds, I think it's important to take note of certain things. For one, I don't think you should ever solely rely on just investing in ESGs. I think sometimes they can miss the mark financially. Although I love what they stand for, I love the goal, I think some things can be missed. And if you're only investing in companies you care about, like I said, you could be missing a lot of money. So, and also with ESG funds, certain companies may have gray areas too. There may be certain things that they don't see as an environmental issue that you do, like those more debatable topics. For instance, fossil fuels. That's a heavily debated topic, and certain environmentalists might not like that certain ESG funds are invested in fossil fuel companies. But for other people, that may not be such a huge deal. So you really want to do your research when it comes to ESG investing. Some examples of the kind of things they pay attention to for ESGs are pollution, animal treatment, how the employees are treated, employee rights, diversity, how the upper management is treated compared to the lower level. I just think it's super cool that companies pay attention to these things. However, in the US, it's not required to report your ESGs. It's just kind of information made public by the companies themselves. So whether you trust it or not is up to you. But lately, we have seen more companies start to take social responsibilities. For instance, Nike was like a really big one. I don't know if you guys remember with all the protests. Kind of last summer, I'd say Nike was making some strong stances with which side they're on. And we've seen this from lots of companies in the past year or two, I would say. Year and a half. But that's a great example of what I mean by ESGs, your social awareness or your governance. If companies commit fraud, or firearm companies or tobacco companies, those you probably won't see on ESG funds. They don't usually fall in line with what ESG funds are all about. They're not usually geared towards that green energy or clean energy the way that other companies are. I'm not saying don't invest in those types of companies. I'm just explaining what ESGs are and what they are not. So a lot of people invest in green energy. If you follow me on my channel, if you watch all my videos, you know I love clean energy. I always say I think green energy is the future, especially with how Biden's plans are set up and where he's putting his money. That's why I'm so heavy on electric vehicles. Yes, it's good on the environment, good for the environment because it cuts back on pollution. So this would definitely fall in those ESGs, and I think it's the future. I think there's money to be made in ESGs for sure. But to talk about some of the cons, I think sometimes people can get too caught up in the ethics of it, so much so that they aren't paying attention to the company's financials. And then you just kind of end up putting money towards the company, but you're not really getting anything back. I think that ESGs are a great balance to the traditional portfolio. I make sure to have ESG investments in my portfolio as well as traditional ones. I may not support the ethics of every single company I'm invested in, but this is a personal decision. For me, it's about both. I kind of like to balance it out that way too. And for you guys, you might care about ESGs, you might not care about them at all, but they are becoming increasingly more popular, especially with people around my age. And for me, it's important to try to make sure I'm helping the world in any way that I can. And this is kind of one of those things. I kind of want to reflect some of my own beliefs, and I do that even with investing in the stock market. And you guys can too. Yeah, like I said, some ESGs might not align with your own personal values. So when you're looking at funds, be sure to pay attention to what those companies are and what their stances are. If this is a topic that sounds like it's super important to you. As I was doing my research, one that I came across that I liked was Vanguard's FTSE Social Index Fund. I think that's a cool one you should take a look at if this is something that's kind of like speaking to you. Just wanted to mention another good ESG to invest in would be the iShares MSCI Global Impact ETF. That one stood out to me probably second after Vanguard. Vanguard's still my top choice if you're trying to find a good ESG fund to invest in, but that one's worth looking into as well. The real reason I wanted to bring up ESGs was because of Elon Musk's tweet where he said that he is suspending use of Bitcoin for purchasing Teslas because he felt it used too much energy. Now that was a super environmental choice. That would be like, oh, because he's environmentally aware, he does not want to add more problems to the earth, so he's gonna suspend using that. And for me, I agree. I mean, I'm invested in Cardano really heavily because I like that it uses less energy. This isn't the only tactic I use for investing, but it is something that I pay attention to. With what he said about being aware for the environment, I thought it was a great time to bring up what ESG investing is. Like I said, it's becoming super popular, and this kind of opened up a door to have a conversation about it. So let me know what you guys think about ESG investing. I don't know how passionate you guys are about it. I don't know if this is something you've heard of before, but like I said, I am here for new investors especially. And so when you hear these terms, I want you guys to know what it means. This is something that was newer to me. I've been doing research about it for like, probably since April, because I really like it. It's something I want to pay attention to when I invest. Like I said, I think there can be drawbacks where also another thing is sometimes ESG funds tend to charge higher fees, and this is for a couple different reasons. So when you're looking at those types of index funds, make sure you're careful. I do like Vanguards, like I said, but sometimes you have to pay higher fees versus if you were just buying regular stocks or regular index funds. And that's definitely something to be aware of. And also, please still look at the company's financials and their earnings reports and all of those things, because yes, you can be environmentally, socially aware, but you're putting your money into this. So you want to make sure you're getting money back out of it too. Like I said, and if you stick to just investing with ESGs, that's not really the best way to diversify your portfolio, because let's say something happens to lots of green energy companies. Okay, well now all of your money is in that, and they're all probably going to take the same kinds of hits if there's an issue in that specific category. I hope that's making sense. But basically what I'm saying is diversify your portfolio. If you care a lot about your environmental and social awareness, ESGs could be the right thing for you. So you can definitely check out those links in the description box below. Also, again, like I said, it really helps me when you guys like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. It helps share my videos, And share them with people specifically if you think they can benefit from this. Or if you guys feel like you've made some money or you're learning some new things, please let me know. You know I love talking to you guys. All right? And remember, we're making money moves. Have a good day. Bye.